Hi there, Taurus, and welcome to your Soulmate Reading. So, I'm going to read for you your past, present, future energies first. All right, there, Taurus. So, let's take a look here at your past energies. So, I have this moon energy, okay, Taurus. So, beautiful, like nostalgic feeling of sitting around the fireplace with your kids, or maybe you feel like you are the kid in this picture. But, this beautiful moon portrait up here with the candles, it's just really illuminating trusting your intuition at this time. And that is like what a family does, right? We trust our intuition, we trust our gut feelings, and we learn to sit together, in front of a warm fireplace, for instance, and really enjoy each other's company and really embrace that, warmth. And it's interesting because the moon is generally a cold energy, but there can be this familiarity with, like, when it's like cold outside, or there's coldness outside of you or outside of your family, but sitting together with your parents, sitting together with those that love you, right? Sitting together with your children if you are parents. So it's a really full circle, like the moon, um, trusting and reflecting on what brings you warmth when there is coldness out there in the world. So let's take a deeper dive into this moon energy as your past energy, okay? Take a look here at this moon energy. The moon delves into the realm of illusion, mystery, and the subconscious. It represents intuitive understanding, dreams, and premonitions, often accompanied by fear and anxiety, revealing the deep layers of one's psyche. Okay. And that's important too, because I think a lot of, you could be in a family where there's a lot of people with a lot of different mental health issues. So while you're trying to feel this warmth and this, feeling of family sitting around the fireplace, you're also dealing with a lot of people who, are struggling with like mental health, problems, and they have a lot of fear and they have a lot of anxiety around their whole brain chemistry right now. I don't know, like it's a little imbalance there, okay? But you are trying to choose your family and your kids and make that a priority and not focus so much on everyone else's deep layers of psyche, because it's really not your responsibility, Taurus. And I think that you are being given this like plate of responsibility where, like, everyone's saying like, oh, you can deal with that, right? You can deal with that, right? And you're just like, those aren't my problems. Like that. But we have reversed. The moon signifies the release of fear and repressed emotions. It indicates inner confusion, misinterpretation, and a struggle with darkness and insecurities. This card warns of the challenges in confronting and understanding one's inner self. Okay, so Taurus, I think you are one of those people who does do a lot of like inner work, self work, spiritual realm of energy there, okay, and journeying into all of that. But I think you're around people who don't really do that a whole lot. So to you, it's like your family, or like your husband, your wife, your kids, or if you're looking at this from like a past perspective of like your own inner child and your past memories, you could be feeling like, were my parents there for me during like these layers of deep emotions and things like that? And I think, Taurus, you're not someone who represses things. You're someone who's very well conducted, and it's kind of sad that you're around people who aren't really doing that, or you weren't around people who were doing that. I'm not really sure. I think it's a little bit of both. But let's take a look at your present energy. Symbolizes the present situation. The card reflects your current state, challenges, and the essence of the question or situation at hand. And we have the Six of Canes. So we have the mom getting her kids into the car. with bags, Christmas bags here. Okay, so somebody could be, this is. I feel like you're traveling because you're getting. I don't feel like you're. I don't know, like, are you going somewhere or are you leaving a place or a little bit of both? Maybe you're going somewhere because, there is an opportunity out there that you want to share in the celebration of Christmas with your family, your kids, okay? Um, but I also feel like there's a pressure for you to, like, maybe like other people want to see you or spend time with you or your kids or something. So the mom's putting the kids in the car. Let's take a look here at this Six of Kings, because it often indicates leaving a toxic situation, and that could explain that, like, coldness that you're feeling. Whereas you want to be the family that sits around the fireplace and feels like this warmth and this comfort, um, but you're also dealing with this Six of Swords energy. So the Six of Swords signifies a journey of transition, moving towards a calmer state. It represents the process of leaving troubles behind and embracing change, shedding old baggage to welcome healing and progress. Reverse, this card suggests internal resistance to necessary change, indicating lingering issues or emotional burdens. It calls for addressing unresolved matters to fully embrace the journey ahead. So there are unresolved matters that need to be fully embraced. You're addressing these things, emotional burdens, lingering issues. Like, these are all things that need to be, you know, made a point of or made clear of. Okay, Cain's is sword, so that's all about clarity there. That's all about clearness right there. So there is this presence and this energy where it's like these people are not coming from a clarity perspective. They're not coming from having any clarity at all. They're very misguided in their perceptions. Okay, so um obviously, you don't want that, and you obviously want to have some reassurances when you go on your journey here. Okay, so leaving troubles behind and embracing change. Okay, shedding old baggage to welcome healing and progress. So the healing and the progress is good, it's positive. And shedding old baggage, shedding things. So leaving troubles behind. I mean, there's definitely something happening here where you're kind of like, okay, you're trying to leave old things behind. You're trying to move forward, but everyone just keeps pulling you back towards, pulling you back into this old toxic energy, where you are used to a more calmer energy that is there. You've made before, but it's not being carried through. So you're trying to keep the positivity. You're trying to keep the happiness going here, and then there's other people are trying to come on in and, like, just pull you back. So let's take a look here at your future. Let's see what the future energy has in store for you. Okay. All right, let's take a look here at the future. We got the star. Oh, we have the beautiful Christmas tree. Yay. I love it. Wow, this is beautiful. This is amazing. This is what you need right now, Taurus. You just need your Christmas tree, your lights, your traditions. You don't need an overwhelming amount of, like, everybody else's baggage, everybody else's emotional toxic behaviors. Okay. And I'm picking up on a woman who is, like, been using some of these terms before, where she's, like, said things like, oh, I'm not having much clarity, or she's saying, like, oh, I'm not, like, everyone has their emotional baggage, but then she's putting it on you, Taurus, to solve and resolve, and you're like, that's not my job. My job is not to resolve your lack of clarity. My job is not to resolve your emotional stuff, Taurus. Your job is to resolve your own things. And This star is really good that this comes out for you because you're in need of that sort of like boost of like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm gonna do, and that star energy really ties this in well, so you don't have to like worry so much about helping everybody else right now. That's, you're a mom with kids. If you're a mom, you know, it's like there's the two moms in these images and they both have kids. So I really feel like I'm picking up on an energy where you do take care of kids, or maybe you really need to sort of like make everyone kind of aware that you have responsibilities and you can't just like stop taking care of your responsibilities to take care of everybody else's. So let's see what this star energy says about your future. Okay. Um, yeah, this is a good card to get when you're dealing with some of these stressful situations. And we haven't even gotten into your soulmate energy yet. You know, I feel like your soulmate is dealing with a lot too. So the star represents hope, faith, and renewal. It symbolizes a calming spirituality and purpose, bringing rejuvenation and a sense of good fortune. This card is a positive omen, indicating a period of hope and spiritual refreshment. And that's really what you need, Taurus. You don't need all these other people coming at you, attacking you, hurting your feelings, that's pressuring you. Now, reverse, the star suggests a loss of faith and feelings of despair. It indicates discouragement, insecurity, and a disconnection from one's inner self. This card warns of a lack of self trust and a need to reconnect with personal beliefs. And that is exactly what these other people are doing. Is like they've lost their faith, okay? They have feelings of despair. They are in this discouragement, insecurity, disconnection from one's inner self, okay? All of that. That is not your job to fix, Taurus, okay? And this isn't, we're not talking even about your soulmate here where you always feel like there's something you can do or something you can try to help them or you want to help them. No, this is talking about full grown individuals that are not your soulmate, that you're not, you know, husband and wife with, that you don't have kids with, whatever, and you're now dealing with their problems, their insecurities, okay, their feelings of despair, and you're like, okay, well, that sucks, but what, I'm like, there's nothing I can do about that, you know, that, you know, it seems like people need to find resolutions, you know, within themselves and stop pressuring other people to find those resolutions for them. Okay. So let's see what this soulmate energy is. Okay. Let's see what your soulmate has to say about all this past. Oh, mistletoe. Oh, your soulmate wants to kiss you under the mistletoe. Wow. This is so beautiful. Oh, all right. I'm so happy about that. See, I am picking up on this. There's the hand that's like the universe is like growing the mistletoe over them. Yeah, I mean, you really want to spend time with your person. They really want to spend time with you. Okay. You guys are soulmates. You want to spend time with each other. Kissing under the mistletoe, that sort of thing. They really love you a lot. Okay, Taurus. And they want you to stay in this star energy of feeling hope and feeling positivity, of feeling renewal, calming spirituality and purpose, rejuvenation, sense of good fortune, okay, positive omen. These are all things that you guys connect with. You know, decorating the Christmas tree together, okay? These are all things you connect well with. Now, the moon energy also is an indication that you and your person want to create this mistletoe together, okay? Because even with illusions, even with misconceptions, even with people sort of pressuring you one way, pressuring your soulmate another way, you still come together under the mistletoe, okay? You've done this before and you'll do it again. So the lovers, okay? The mistletoe turns to the lovers card, okay? So we got the lovers card. All right, so the lovers. The lovers symbolize deep love, harmony, and strong relationships. This card represents unions and partnerships. Infused with passion and sexuality, it signifies the alignment of values, the power of choice, and the strength found in togetherness. And that's really important, okay, for your soulmate, Taurus. That's really important for you too. So your soulmate is like this reminder of like, we are strong, we are stronger together, right? And there needs to be space for you to be passionate. There needs to be space for you to have alignment on your values and spend time together. And all these other people are not privy, and they don't need to be a part of that connection that you have with your person. Okay, now reverse, the lovers indicate disharmony, imbalance, and misaligned values. That's what you're seeing, Taurus, is you're seeing these other people around this time of year that they're not in love. They don't have a soulmate, right? And instead of practicing self-love and self-care and good healthy habits, they're creating more disharmony, more imbalance, more misaligned values. It suggests self-love struggles, suffering in relationships, conflict, and indecision. This card warns of fear of commitment and the repercussions of poor choices. So it's not your fault, Taurus, that these other people are having their own repercussions, that they're making poor choices. You are not doing that, Taurus, and you don't want to be a part of that. And you want to be a part of the star energy, the moon energy, the mistletoe. That's why I feel like the Six of Canes is more about you leaving these toxic ties behind, you know? And the mom is literally taking her kids, getting in the car, and leaving. Okay? So that is a strong indication to me as well that's like, the party's over. Like, it's time to stop, or not the party, because I feel like these people don't even know what a good party is. But I think like they're they're trying to sort of replicate what they cannot replicate, Taurus. They cannot replicate what you have with your person. What you have with your person is specific to you and your person. No one else may understand it. No one else may get it. It doesn't matter. Okay. And I think that even when you share information with these other people and you try to include them, they don't understand that you're not including them because you want them to like be in your relationship. You're including them because they're asking you all these questions about your relationship with them. They're not even a romantic partner or anything like that, and yet they're still like almost like greedily acting like you need to take care of them or you need to be there for them. And it's like, I'm going to need to be there for my kids. I need to be there for my partner. If I can't be there for my partner, I need to work on that with my partner. If I can't be there for my kids, I need to work on that. Like, you don't need to be there for them, like emotionally at all. And if they're insisting on that, you definitely don't need to be there for them physically. Okay? You need to be there with your soulmate under the mistletoe. Okay? That's where your person wants to meet you. Okay? So their own poor choices are their own poor choices. They need to stop acting like it's your business and your priority, and it's not. Okay, yeah, look, Eight of Canes presently. This could be your soulmate right now. They could be feeling really tied to a lot of toxic people, a lot of negative energies, a lot of past traumas and conflicts. And they're like, I don't want to be tied to all of this, you know? And you're the one who's like, all right, let's get in the car and leave then. Right? Well, we don't need to be a part of their. And I love how it's interesting how you both got Canes presently. Presently, you're both dealing with Canes. You're like, okay, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. This is just a lot. Okay. So yeah, and it looks like there's like money on the ground, and she's wrapped in this giant receipt. It's like you know how people like are like, well, you know, you owe us or something like that. We're wrapping this giant receipt around you saying like, this is so perfect, Taurus. Oh my God. I know Eight of Canes is like not, you know, the mistletoe card, but it's showing me like, they're like, okay, well, what about all of these purchases, right? All of these things that we've done for you, right? If money's involved here, okay? And you're like, what about it? Just because you've done the like, the thing you're like really intended to do doesn't mean I owe you anything emotionally. Doesn't mean I owe you anything physically. You know, that's where those toxic sort of things come into play, and that's where people are lost in their minds. Okay. And seamlessly. All right. So Taurus, for you, it's like you want to break away from this and get away from this altogether. And your soulmate does as well. Okay. So you're taking that initiative and that move and step forward. Okay. So let's take a look here out of your Eight of Canes. So that's Eight of Swords. Canes are swords. I love these festive cards. Okay, so let's take a look here. Again, it's also Eight of Swords is very, again, that sort of like psyche type of stuff too. But listen to this. The Eight of Swords depicts a state of being trapped by one's own negative thoughts and self-imposed restrictions. It symbolizes a feeling of entrapment and victimhood, where the barriers to freedom are largely internal. Okay? So, what I'm sensing is that your soulmate, Taurus, is like, they don't want to have these self-imposed restrictions, but they also don't want people imposing these restrictions on them and making them feel like they do owe something to these other people. Okay. I don't think your person is like whining and like complaining, but they are definitely like, why is everyone trying to get me to do something I clearly don't want to do? And that's where you step in and you're like, well, let's get in the car and take the kids and leave. So it's kind of like you're seeing what your soulmate is going through, and you have gone through that. I feel like you have gone through that yourself, Taurus. So it's easy for you to understand what they're going through. Now, when reversal, this card indicates a shift towards liberation from self-limiting beliefs. It suggests a journey of releasing negative thought patterns, embracing self-acceptance, and opening up to new, freeing perspectives. Okay? So you are that soulmate partner that's like, let's go on that journey, right? You are presently at this Six of Canes and they are presently at this Eight of Swords, and you're like, let's go. Let's take the kids and go on this journey, because we don't need to feel obligated to feel this way around people. We don't owe anybody anything. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so I think you're definitely both on the same page about that. Now, moving into your soulmate's future, we have the Seven of Candles, which actually came out reversed, okay, which most of them don't come out that way, but I'm reading both anyway. But Seven of Candles, okay, so we have this little boy dressed up as an elf holding a candle, these other candles in front of him. He's on stage. He looks scared. Okay, so your person is definitely scared. Okay, they're definitely going through some fearful energy and moments happening here. Okay, so let's take a look at this Seven of Candles. Okay, and that translates to Wands. Okay, so the Seven of Wands embodies standing your ground. Okay, and missed challenges. So if your soulmate is like asking you for advice, like, I don't know how to deal with this, you stand your ground. Okay. It symbolizes the courage to face competition and adversity, emphasizing perseverance and the defense of one's position to maintain control against odds. Okay? When reversed, this card reflects feeling of being overwhelmed. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense with this Eight of Canes. And succumbing to exhaustion. It signals a loss of confidence and the urge to give up, suggesting the need to reassess one's stance and possibly to become less defensive. Okay, so you're feeling very overwhelmed, exhausted. So Taurus, so I feel like you know this, you know what your person's feeling, you know what they're going through right now. So how can you guys move through this together, right? Mistletoe, again, tell everybody to buzz off, and you and your person are just going to spend time together, and that's just how it's going to be. And you are going to be sitting by the fireplace, right, with your soulmate, right? You're going to be decorating the tree together, sitting in front of the tree together. Okay, these are things that you have in your home already. So being out in the cold in the winter, that's not ideal, right? Your person doesn't want to feel that way. You don't want them to feel that way. Okay, so let's take a look here at I'm going to pull 3 cards to tie all this together. Your past, their past, your present, their present. Whoa. Your future, their future. Okay, I'll get these cards out. Okay. We got here. Oh my God, look, we got the star card. Again, synchronicity, emphasizing that hope, okay? And Page of Swords, okay? Standing your ground, fighting for what you know is right, okay? And then we have the Emperor energy as well. So this is an indicator of maturity, fatherhood, protecting your kids, putting your kids first, that sort of thing. So you and your person are really trying here to protect what you have together and defend it, okay? And the Two of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so yeah, these are again like that preparation for a journey, and the Seven of Swords is this little elf taking this box full of gifts and running away with them, right? So if you go on any journey at all, it's like you're grabbing the gifts and you're skedaddling out. Skedaddling. You're getting on out of there because there's this type of presence. There's this type of energy here where people expect you and your person to leave the comforts of your home, like the moon. The family is at home. The mom and dad are at home with their kids. They expect you to leave the comforts of your home, the comforts of your traditions, your feelings, your celebration, and focus on everything else, everybody else. That is not how you and your soulmate ideally want to spend time. Okay? You want to focus on each other, you want to focus on what you have, and you want to defend that. And that is a good way of looking at this. Okay, so I think, again, emphasizing this star energy, this emperor energy. I'll tie that in here with this emperor card. That is someone who is not going to, it's leadership. It's embodying power, discipline, okay, and control over this, standing in authority. Okay, protective father figure, focusing on rules, practicality, respect. Okay, so you need to respect your family here, okay, Taurus, and you do respect your family. Like I'm talking about like you and your partner and your kids, or if it's just you, then it's just you, but you're still protecting yourself, okay? Or if it's just you and your person, it's just you and your person. But I just think it's like you don't need to think about everything else and everybody else. Just don't do that to yourself, Taurus, okay? And then Two of Wands, Seven of Swords. Again, that's heralding in like a journey. The Page of Swords, defending what is yours type of energy. Like you're willing to do some traveling or some, like, okay, I guess, we'll look out for others to a degree, or we'll consider others to a degree, but we're not going like full in, like, okay, everybody has to get everything because that's just too much. Yeah, so Page of Swords represents a phase of eager learning and exploration. It signifies the emergence of new ideas and a keen curiosity, coupled with a desire to communicate and discover, reflection, vibrant mental energy, and restlessness. Okay, so when you are getting that mental energy you need, that drive you need to push forward, and then the Two of Wands, okay, let's see, Two of Wands. Pretty sure that's signifying like preparing for a journey of some sort here. Two Wands. Yeah, so it embodies foresight in the early stages of planning, progress, decisions pave way for discovery and adventure, signals the start of a journey or the expansion of horizons. And then that's what you're doing. You're looking out on the horizon, right? But not to a point or to a degree where you're like, I'm going to go 8,000 miles emotionally out of my way, You can do something but not everything, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. And then the Seven of Swords. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this is usually when there's been a betrayal or deception, okay? And Someone may be employing trickery or strategic thinking to navigate a situation and meaning to elude detection or consequences. Okay, so you are kind of like, okay, well, people need to take, there needs to be a more like honest approach to all this and unveiling of truths of this. Like, we can't, we're not going to just like prioritize. I feel like you and your person are like, you're not going to prioritize everybody's opinions or everybody's attitudes, you know? You're prioritizing what's important to you, what's important to your person, okay? And you're making room for that, okay? And I think all the other, like, you know, well, you'd hope they're mature, but I feel like all the other grown-ups are just going to have to understand at some point that you guys are, like, you and your person are taking the lead here on what is comfortable for you and what's doable for you. And if you have kids, and you know what's doable for you and your soulmate and your kids, not what's doable for like everybody else. Okay. um so that's what I have for you. A lot of love here. 2-star cards, you know, paving the way for good fortune and hope and love and light and just a positive, beautiful day. So take care. Bye, Taurus. Love and light always. Merry Christmas.